This is Father Jonathan Meyer. It's the 31st Sunday of Ordinary Time. We're in Luke chapter 19, and it's the famous story of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus who wants to see Jesus, and he climbs a sycamore tree, and Jesus welcomes a tax collector. And Jesus says, "I must stay at your house." Jesus feels compelled to go to the sinner's house. And it says, Zacchaeus received him with great joy. Zacchaeus received him with great joy. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was quoting a philosopher who was talking about pets. And he said that if Americans took care of themselves as well as they take care of their pets, we would be living in a better America. And he went on to talk about how pet owners are often meticulous in feeding their animals. And they're very clear about not feeding them certain things because the dog or the cat will get sick. They pay a lot of money for certain pet foods that they know will help the pet. They take the pet to get annual checkups and shots. They groom their dogs. They do all of these things to help the pet. On average, they allow the pet to come out of the house 3 times a day to go out into the fresh air. And this man was just saying how amazing our world would be if every American went to the doctor at least once a year. If they put themselves on a diet that was for their good. If they refused to eat and drink things that they knew weren't good for them. If they groomed themselves. Imagine America if every American went outside for a walk 3 times a day. What would America look like? I was then reflecting upon this with a friend the other day. He said, yeah, I heard that. And I also heard someone else talk about what would happen if we as human beings actually treated each other like our dogs and cats do when we come home. When you come home, your dog runs to the door and is excited that you're home. In our reading today, Zacchaeus welcomes Jesus with joy. Think about the joy, for those of you who have dogs, think about the joy that your dog has when you come home. Think about how he wags his tail, how excited he is to see you. And he does it again and again and again. Imagine if we greeted each other as human beings with joy every time we saw each other. Imagine if we didn't maybe wag our tail, but if we smiled or we said wonderful and kind things to each other, words of encouragement, words of gratitude, questions that genuinely helped us to know each other and to truly discover each other. Imagine if we were willing to just waste time with each other in joy. Zacchaeus welcomed Jesus with joy. When was the last time you welcomed someone to your house with joy? When was the last time that someone even ever came to your house? When was the last time that a stranger crossed the threshold of your house? When was the last time that you invited your neighbors over to your house? What does it mean to welcome someone with joy? And what would our world look like? What would your world look like if we began to welcome people with joy? Think about that and ponder that. I think there's some beautiful truths in that. What would our world look like? Reflect upon joy this week, and hopefully it'll help you to prepare for Sunday. Know that we have reflection questions always available at allsaintscatholic.net. Our live program is here to help you become alive in your faith. I hope and pray that it does.